everyone. First of all, I welcome you all to this online class. Today we are going to study about principle of mathematical induction. Principle of mathematical induction. This is the topic of today's class. Before coming towards this topic, the principle of mathematical induction, let us have one example. What is mathematical induction and from what is the base? One key basis for mathematical thinking is deductive reasoning. An informal and example of deductive reasoning is borrowed from the study of logic. Let us have one example. Consider this one statement. Statement is David is a man. We just consider this. David is a man. One more statement we are going to consider. Statement number 2, all men are mortal. What was first statement? David is a man. And second statement mean all men are mortal. So what the conclusion is? Conclusion is one more new statement. Statement number 3. This is David is mortal. David is a man. All men are mortal. This implies the new third statement, David is mortal. Now here what is the conclusion? General conclusion is if statement 1 and 2 are true, then statement 3 is established. To understand this in mathematical language, let us have one more example. Here we consider first statement as 8 is divisible by 2. Any number divisible by 2 is an even number. This is statement number 2. What was statement number 1? 8 is divisible by 2. Second one is any number divisible by 2 is an even number. Now what should be the third statement which is established because of these two statements? 8 is an even number. This is the third statement which is established because of the truth of statement 1 and truth of statement 2. Okay, first statement is true, second statement is also true. Therefore we can say that this is the third statement which should again be true. So what is the conclusion? If statement 1 and statement 2 are true, then the truth of statement 3 is established. This third statement is established because of the truth of statement 1 and statement 2. So this way we have discussed the examples of deductive reasoning. Now we are going to discuss about inductive reasoning. What is inductive reasoning? In contrast to deduction, this inductive reasoning depends on working with each case and developing a conjecture by observing incidences till we have observed each and every case. In short, in simple words, what is inductive reasoning? Inductive reasoning, it means from particular cases to generalization. Once again, what is inductive reasoning? From particular cases we reach to generalization. This is the inductive reasoning. Now in algebra or we say mathematics, there are certain results or statements that are formulated in terms of n, where n is a positive integer. To prove such statements, the well-suited technique is known as the principle of mathematical induction. So this is the topic of today. So let us see what we do in principle of mathematical induction. Step 1. First validate the statement Pn for n is equal to 1. That is, put n is equal to 1, then the statement will be true. Now in step 2, assume that pk is valid. That is, here k is any integer which is greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to n. Now here step third, this is very important step in principle of mathematical induction. What is that? Try to prove that p of k plus 1, that is if we substitute n is equal to k plus 1 in the given statement, then try to prove that p k plus 1 is also true by using the supposition of step 2. In step 2, what we have supposed? Pk is valid, pk is true. So we shall use that pk is true, and then we shall prove that pk plus 1 is also true. This way, the principle of mathematical induction, the established statement, the question will be proved. That is, we can declare that pn, the name of the statement, is valid for every n, for all n belonging to all integers. Now let us see one example. With the help of this example, a formula will be discovered that appears to fit a pattern like, what is the pattern? 1. 1 we can write this way, 1 square is also 1, that is this is equal to 1. And 4 mean 2 square. We can also write this way, 1 plus 3 is also 4. 9 mean we can write 3 square. We can also write 1 plus 3 plus 5. And what is 16? 16 we can write as 4 square. Also this way we can write this, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 is also 16. So two ways are there. We can say what is 1, what is 4, what is 9, and what is 16. If we see right hand side, what is right hand side? 1, 1 plus 3, sum of two odd numbers. 1 plus 3 plus 5, sum of three odd numbers. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7, sum of first four odd numbers, like this. Okay, so what we can say, 4 square mean sum of first four odd natural numbers. Okay, if we say we are discussing about n, that is n square, left hand side is n square, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. If we suppose left side is n square, then what should be the right hand side? Of course this should be 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus so on. Lastly we should have 2n minus 1. This represents the odd number. Why this? Because in the very beginning, in the very first step, if we put n is equal to 1, then what happens? This becomes 2 into 1 minus 1, that is 2 minus 1, which is 1. In the second step, if we substitute n is equal to 2, two odd numbers, then what happens? This is equal to 2 into n. N mean 2 minus 1. That is 2 into 2, 4. 4 minus 1 is again 3. In third step, if we put n is equal to 3, because n here this is 3. So what happens? This is 2 into 3 minus 1, that is 6 minus 1 is 5. Sorry, 2 into 3, 5. Here note this is equal to, just we are discussing about last term. 5 is the last term. Here 3 is the last term. Here 1 is the last term. Okay, this way. So last term, for in case of n, we have 2n minus 1. What we are discussing here, a formula will be discovered that appears to fit a pattern like this. So what formula we have discovered now? We can say the name of the statement is Pn. This way, Pn is the statement, or in simple words, what we say here, we have discovered the formula. Suppose the name of the statement is Pn, such that 1 plus 3 plus 5 and so on, last term is 2n minus 1, then the result will be equal to n square. This method, solving the questions like this method is called the principle of mathematical induction, inductive way, from particular cases to general result. Okay. Now let us see how to solve the questions based on principle of mathematical induction. Question number 1. For all n greater than or equal to 1, that is integers, prove that, or we can say here in natural numbers, prove that 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square and so on, last natural number is n square, then the result is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 whole divide 6. How to prove this question with the help of the principle of mathematical induction? In the very beginning, what we do, we name the given established result, the statement, as Pn. Let Pn be the statement 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square and so on, lastly n square equal to n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 whole divide 6. Starting from step 1, for n is equal to 1, what happens here? The very first term, that is 1 square, is equal to, right hand side we put n is equal to 1, that is we write here 1 into 1 plus 1 into 2 into 1 plus 1 whole divide 6. So what is the result? That is, we say 1 is equal to 1 into 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 into 2 6, 6 upon 6, that is 6. So what is the conclusion? We say P1 is true, that is, on substituting n is equal to 1, the given statement is true. In second step, what we do, we assume that pk is true, that is, the given statement is true if we substitute n is equal to k at left hand side as well as right hand side. That is, we suppose that 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square and so on, last term in place of n we substitute k square is equal to, right hand side also, k into k plus 1 into 2k plus 1 whole divide 6. Suppose this is true. Now let us see what happens in step 3 for n is equal to k plus 1. Now in step 3, we are going to prove that the given statement is also true for n is equal to k plus 1. That is, if we substitute n is equal to k plus 1 at left hand side as well as at right hand side. So we start with left hand side with n is equal to k plus 1. Here in this statement, 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square and so on. Here lastly we have n square, in place of n we put k plus 1, its whole square. Just only we are discussing, we are taking left hand side. Okay, 4 square, its previous step is plus 3 square, its previous is 2 square. So before k plus 1, what we should have? We should have k square. Okay, but we have seen that this 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus so on up to plus k square, this is same as this is here in step 2, left hand side is same. So in the next step, what we are going to do, just only in place of this we substitute this value k into k plus 1 into 2k plus 1 divide 6, and next is plus k plus 1 whole square, or we are writing this step here in this way, k into k plus 1 into 2k plus 1 upon 6 plus this k plus 1 whole square. Now what to do? Here k plus 1 is common, k plus 1 divide 6 is common. Taking k plus 1 divide 6 common, here we have k into 2k plus 1, that is 2k square plus k. Next is plus again k. 6 will go here, 6k plus 6, right? So in other words, what we say, this is equal to k plus 1 divide into 2k square plus 6k plus 1k is 7k plus 6 whole divide 6, right? Now we see what happens if we take right hand side also with n is equal to k plus 1. Right hand side with n is equal to k plus 1. First of all, we write k plus 1 into n mean k plus 1. K plus 1 plus 1, this becomes k plus 2. Next, 2 into, in place of n we put k plus 1. Next is plus 1 whole divide 6. So this is equal to k plus 1 into k plus 2 into 2k plus 2 plus 1, that is 2k plus 3 whole divide 6. So finally we have k plus 1 into this multiplying 2k square plus 4k plus 3k means 7k, 2 into 3 plus 6 whole divide 6. So this way we have seen that left hand side with n is equal to k plus 1 is this, and right hand side with n is equal to k plus 1 is also same. So what is the conclusion? Conclusion is pk plus 1 is also true when pk is true. Pk is true, it means when second step we have used here, when this is used, we proved that p of k plus 1 statement is also true. So this implies that the whole statement, that is pn, is also true. So final conclusion is pn is also true. We must write this line. So pk plus 1 is also true when pk is true. This implies Pn is also true for every n, that is n belonging to all integers greater than or equal to 1. Once again, let us see what was the question. For all n greater than or equal to n, prove that 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square and so on. Lastly, n square is equal to n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 upon 6. First thing, what we did, we named the given truth as Pn. Given statement is Pn. Then we took n is equal to 1. With n is equal to 1, just only first term we have to take. This is 1 square, that is 1. And in right hand side, we substitute n is equal to 1. So what we see, this is equal to 1 is equal to 1. 1 is equal to 1. Okay, 1 plus 1 upon into 2 6 upon 6, that is 1. So what we say, p1 is true. Now in second step, what we do, assume that pk is true, that is the given statement is true for n is equal to k. We substituted n is equal to k, and right hand side is this. Now in third step, this is the main step of this question. In third step, we first of all took left hand side with n is equal to k plus 1. Okay, next, in the next step, what we did, we substituted the value of step 2, what was the supposition, the right hand side value, in place of up to this term. Okay, k plus 1 whole square is as it is. Thereafter we solved this. We also solved right hand side with n is equal to k plus 1 side by side, and finally we saw that left hand side and right hand side, the value is same. Mean to say, the conclusion is the statement is true for n is equal to k plus 1 also, whenever this was true for n is equal to k. So final conclusion is the given statement, which is Pn, this is true for all n. Now taking question number 2, prove that 3 raised to power 2n plus 2 minus 8n minus 9 is divisible by 8. So the very first thing, what is the thing? We name the given statement as Pn. Pn is the statement 3 raised to power 2n plus 2 minus 8n minus 9 is equal to 8m. Why 8m? M belongs to natural number. All the multipliers of 8 are divisible by 8. So we can write the given statement is divisible by 8. It means writing equal to 8m. Now we check the validity in step 1 for n is equal to 1. That is p in place of n we put 1. Left hand side this is 3 raised to power 2 into 1 plus 2, that is 3 raised to power 4 minus 8 into 1 is 1 minus 9. This is equal to, we can say, 3 raised to power 4 81 minus 17, this is equal to 64, and 64 is divisible by 8. That is, the statement with the n is equal to 1 is divisible by 8. So we can write P1 is true. Now let us see what is step 2. That is, in step 2 we assume for n is equal to k, pk to be true. So let us put n is equal to k. So here we suppose that 3 raised to power 2k plus 2 minus 8k minus 9, in place of n we just substituting k. This is divisible by 8. Divisible by 8 mean, again we can write this equal to 8 into some integer. In place of m we write here m1. Okay. In step 3, here we shall prove that for n is equal to k plus 1, the given statement with n is equal to k plus 1, pk plus 1 is also true. That is, whenever step 2 is true, then step 3 should also be true. Therefore, the statement with n is equal to k plus 1, left hand side we write here 3 raised to power 2 into, in place of n we put k plus 1, next is plus 2, next minus 8, in place of n we write k plus 1 minus 9, right? So this is equal to, this becomes 3 raised to power 2k plus 2, again this is plus 2, minus we have 8k minus 8 minus 9. Now again this can be written as 3 raised to power 2k plus 2 into 3 raised to power 2 minus this base is equal, so this plus it mean into 3 raised to power 2 minus 8k minus 17. Now what we are doing here, 3 raised to power 2k plus 2 minus 8k minus 9, because in step 2 3 raised to power 2k plus 2 minus 8k minus 9 is required. So minus 8k plus 8k minus 9 plus 9, there should not have any problem. Next is into 3 raised to power 2 minus 8k, 3 raised to power 2 mean 9, minus 8k minus 17. Again this can be written as 3 raised to power 2k plus 2, this minus 8k, this minus 9 into this 9, that is 3 raised to power 2, or we can say 9 into 9. Next is plus 8k into 9, 72k, plus 9 into 9, 81. Next is minus 8k, next is minus 17. Now we can use the step 2. Assume that n is equal to k plus 1 pk is true. That is, 3 raised to power 2k plus 2 minus 8k minus 9. Its value we have supposed equal to 8mn. 8m1. 8m1 into 9, rest everything is same, plus 72 minus 8k, 72k minus 8k, 64k. Next is 81 minus 17, this is also 64. So next, this is 8 into 9, 72 m 1 plus 64k minus 64. Again taking 8 common. So what happens, 8 into 9m1 plus 8k minus 8. So what the conclusion is, we can say this is equal to 8 into this whole is some integer. Suppose this is m2. 8 into something mean this statement, that is pk plus 1, is also divisible by 8. So we have proved that pk plus 1 is also divisible by 8 whenever this is divisible by 8. Whenever pk is divisible by 8. So final conclusion is Pn is also divisible by 8 for all n. So this is the conclusion, hence proved. So one target here is only step third. This is very important step. We should solve all the questions very carefully. Only step third we can see that how to solve the question, how to use step 2. Okay, only then we can prove pk plus 1 to be true with the help of the supposition in step 2. That's all. Thank you very much.